Good morning, Veritas. Today is Monday, June 1st, 2020. Happy June. Let's get started. We're learning today about some different two-dimensional shapes. So we're going to jump right into it. I just wrote the definitions. So if you look at your Google Classroom assignment for today, June 1st, 2020, these are the first three problems as usual. I wrote in these blue notes a second ago to help us as we work through these four options here. Okay, so let's look at number one. It says, which two of the following words describe this shape? So we're looking at this shape right here. We need to choose two. So you guys know what I'm going to do here, right? Choose two. Make sure that that's very clear. Write it in big letters. Choose two. I'll even write here in my workspace. Choose two. Because if you get excited and only choose one, then you don't get any credit for that. So I'm going to make sure we read those directions real carefully. Which two of the following words describe this shape? So it says A, rectangle, B, rhombus, C, trapezoid, or D, quadrilateral. So I put the definitions here. A rectangle, it has two pairs of parallel sides and four right angles. Okay, most of us know what a rectangle is. It looks like this one. Okay, two pairs of parallel sides. That one's parallel, that pair. And this pair is parallel also. So it has two pairs of parallel sides, and four right angles means that these angles are perfect right angles, right? They make a perfect L shape in the corner, right? You can tell if it's a right angle because the corner of like a piece of paper is a perfect right angle, and it should fit right in there like that. And then you can tell it is, in fact, a right angle. All right, so that was the definition of a rectangle. So let's see if it matches this. Two pairs of parallel sides. There's one. Nope, there's only one pair of parallel sides. This and this are parallel, so a pair is two. So those are a pair of parallel sides. So that only has one pair of parallel sides, because if you look at this side, if you were to extend this line way up to here, and this one up to here, then those lines will cross. And parallel means that they would never, ever, ever cross. So two parallel lines would go forever, and they'd always be the same distance between here and here. Always the same distance between here and here. They're parallel. That means if you were to extend these lines, they would never, ever, ever cross. And you can see that this one, if you follow this line this way, and this line this way, that they will cross eventually. All right, so this shape is not a rectangle. A is incorrect because a rectangle needs to have two pairs of parallel sides. It only has one pair of parallel sides, and it also doesn't have four right angles because this is an acute angle and that is an obtuse angle. It only has two right angles, this one and this one. Okay, so rectangle is wrong. Now let's look at rhombus. The definition is it has four equal sides and two pairs of parallel sides. So again, it only has one pair of parallel sides. This pair here. One and two sides that are parallel, that's one pair of parallel sides. But again, these ones are not parallel. So right there, it can't be a rhombus. And also, it doesn't have four equal sides, because you can see that this side is a lot longer than this little side here. And it's longer than this side here, because it ends here, where this side here goes all the way over to here, right? Okay, so it is not a rhombus. So we kind of have our answer already. We need to choose two, and we found that the first two are wrong. Hi, Charlie. Say hi to the camera. We're down in the playroom downstairs. So let's check out trapezoid. At least one pair of parallel sides. At least one. So a trapezoid can have two pairs of parallel sides, but it needs to have at least one. Does it have that? This one and this one. This side here and this side here are both parallel. So that's one pair of parallel sides. Yes, it does. It doesn't have a second one, but it does have at least one pair of parallel sides. There it is right there. So yes, this shape is a trapezoid. So far we have one answer. Now don't get excited, right? That's why I put that there and here, so I don't get excited and think I'm done when I'm really not done. Okay, quadrilateral means that it has four sides, just like quattro and quad are kind of the same beginning of that word. So quadrilateral has four sides. 1, 2, 3, 4. So yes, it is in fact a quadrilateral. So the answers for number one are C and D. I know, Charlie, you want to go upstairs. I know, but let me finish this video and then I'll let you upstairs, okay? You can go lay down on the couch or something. Okay, number two, give yourself some snaps if you got that. C and D are correct. Number 2, a trapezoid is a polygon with at least one pair of parallel sides. Choose all of the trapezoids below. So we need to choose all this time. So in big letters, I'm going to write choose all. You look so pretty, Jojo. Oh, I love it. Honey, I'm making a video. I can't talk right now. Just give me 2 minutes and I'll be done, okay? So a trapezoid is a polygon with at least one pair of parallel sides. So that means it has at least one pair of sides that would never, ever, ever, ever cross. At least one, though, means that there can be two. No, guys, you really got to go upstairs. I'm making a video. Okay? So at least one. It needs to have at least one pair of parallel sides. Okay, so we're going to look at which ones of these are trapezoids. So a trapezoid is a polygon with at least one pair of parallel sides, and we need to choose all of the trapezoids below. Okay, so let's look. There's one pair of parallel sides. It actually has two pairs of parallel sides. So even though it has two pairs of parallel sides, would you say that that's at least one? Yeah, at least one means that it could be more than one, right? So even though there are two, it does have at least one. So even though, yes, that's a square, it's also a rectangle, it's also a trapezoid because it fits the definition of a trapezoid, that it has at least one pair of parallel sides. So even though it has two pairs, it does have at least one pair. So yes, A is correct. Okay, then we look at B. We have two pairs of parallel sides, but it says trapezoid is a polygon with at least one pair. So this side and this side are parallel. There's one pair of parallel sides. And this side are also parallel sides. So this, again, has two pairs of parallel sides. Does that match the definition of trapezoid, though? At least one pair of parallel sides? Yeah. Two is at least one. It's more than one, but it is at least one. So this is a rectangle, and it's also a trapezoid. All right? Let's look at C. Does it have at least one pair of parallel sides? Yes, this side and this side are parallel. If you extended those lines, they would go forever, and they would never, ever, ever cross. It only has one pair of parallel sides because these ones, if you extend that line and if you extend this line, they eventually will cross. So those two lines are not parallel, but the definition of a trapezoid says that it has at least one pair, and it does. This one and this one. So C is a trapezoid. Okay, then we have D. Does it have at least one pair of parallel sides? This one and this one are parallel. If you extend those lines forever, they're not going to cross. And this one and this one are parallel. So this one actually has two pairs of parallel sides. But again, the definition for trapezoid is that it's a polygon with at least one pair of parallel sides. And two pairs is at least one pair. So look at that. Did I trick anybody? All four options are correct. The correct answers for number 2 are A, B, C, and D. If you are missing any of them, then your answer would be marked wrong. You need all four. It tells you to choose all. So if you didn't get all four of those, and if you just submitted 1, 2, or 3 of them, then you don't get any credit. So you got to be really, really careful with ones like this to work through every single problem to make sure you got all of them. Because this time we did choose all. We chose 2 for the first one, so we're in good shape following directions. All right, last problem. Give yourself some snaps if you got that. That was tricky. I imagine that most kids had trouble with that. Okay, so now number 3, last one. Find the quotient of 6,237 and 3. So quotient is the answer to a division problem. So we are dividing 6,237, and we're dividing that by 3. We're basically taking 6,237 and we're breaking it into, or dividing it into 3 equal groups, okay, to find the quotient. All right, now check this pen out. It's got all different colors, so I'm going to switch to red like that. Okay, so I'm going to draw 3 groups. Because what we're doing is making 3 equal groups out of the 6,237. Okay, so let's look at the thousands first. If we have 6,000 and there's 3 equal groups, we could put 2,000 into each group. 2, 4, 6,000. So since we had 3 groups, we were able to put 2,000 into all those groups. 2 times 3, 2,000 times 3 is 6,000. Subtract, we used all the thousands, right? They're all here. 2, 4, 6,000. So now we're going to look at the hundreds. There's 2 hundreds. If we had 2 hundreds, we can't split 100 and 100 because then this group wouldn't be equal to those 2. So we can't just split the 2 hundreds into 3 equal groups. Does everybody see that? We can't take hundreds and put them equally into those groups. So we can't put any hundreds into those groups. We're going to have to combine the hundreds with the tens, and we're going to do that in a second. But this is an important step. You got to make sure you put your 0 there because there are 0 hundreds that we can put into those groups evenly. 0 times 3 is 0. Subtract, we still have 2. We still have 2 hundreds, but now we're going to add it to the 3 tens. So since every place to the left is 10 times bigger, 2 hundreds is really 20 tens. So now we have 23 tens. And we're looking at it as tens. So if we had 23 tens and we were going to split them into 3 groups, we could put 7 tens into each group. Okay? Because 7d times 3 is 210. And this is 23 tens, which is 230. So we do have enough. So we're going to multiply 7 times 3 is 21 tens. Because we did 7, 14, 21 tens. And then we still have 2 tens that didn't fit into those equal groups. So we're going to combine them with the ones. So we have 27 ones, and we're going to break those into 3 groups. So we could put 9 into each group. We'll put 9 into each group. 9 times 3 is exactly 27, so we have nothing remaining. There is none left over. We made 3 equal groups, and there were none left over. So you could put 2,079 into each group, and we have 3 equal groups, and there is no remainder. So it worked out perfectly. The quotient, let me switch colors back, is 2,079. If you took 6,237 and broke it into 3 equal groups, every group would have 2,079 in them. And that is our work for today. Give yourself some snaps. Nice job. I'm sure 1 and 2 were hard because we haven't done a lot of this, and this is something that over the years you probably haven't gotten a lot of practice with. So we're going to practice for the next week, and we'll keep working at it. All right. So have a great day. See you guys later. Check out the next 2 videos, the All-Star Challenge and the science video for today. All right. Have a great day.